Okay, during our 5th session, after that battle outside the kobold lair, you guys headed back to Winterhaven. You wanted to find some armor for Zacsarrd. Rekoj had a nice encounter with a blacksmith, asked the blacksmith if he could make hide armor, and the dwarven blacksmith did not take that too well, seemed to take offense to that, got a little heated, and I guess we saw Rekoj's 4 charisma at work. After that, you went to see the stable master. He was another person who wasn't happy with you guys, because, well, Jacques specifically, because Jacques had stabled his horse there, and then you guys left, and you paid for your first day, but you didn't pay for your second day, so he thought you were trying to take advantage. Anyway, you got that all resolved. You paid him for the skip day, for the current day, and for the next day. You guys then headed back to the kobolds' forest cliff lair. You went inside the caves and encountered and started battling with the kobolds. Right away, you guys, I think most of you rolled pretty bad on your initiative, and according to Thomas's rule, that's a bad omen, and meaning that the battle will go poorly. And you know, I hate to say it, but his rule kind of applies. Things started off great, you know. At the end of the first round, you'd already taken down 4 kobolds, injured 1 with a critical, and none of you guys had taken damage. That was an amazing start to the battle, but John suggested that that was an omen that it would have a bad ending, and lo and behold. So Zacsarrd charged in. This was a really cool thing. Zacsarrd charged in, he grabbed an unconscious kobold, hefted him up over his head, and launched him at one of the other kobolds. Although that was totally badass, that definitely got the kobolds pissed, because then they started ganging up on him. Nonetheless, by the end of the 3rd round, you guys had killed 10 kobolds. But then Irontooth arrived on the scene, and that's when things started to kind of fall apart. Nonetheless, by the end of the 8th round, there were 3 kobolds left standing, plus Irontooth. And it was in the 10th round, after 1 minute of combat, that Coltaine was taken down and Zacsarrd was dropped to 1 hit point. In the 11th round, Rekoj was taken down, and then it was basically game over. Irontooth, fortunately, or unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, offered to let you guys live if you surrendered, and based on what he was telling his kobold colleagues, seemed he wanted to take you guys hostage to get a ransom from Lord Padrick. But Rekoj and Coltaine were stabilized. Then Zacsarrd was knocked out for asking one too many questions, and then you guys were tied up, and that is where we left off. So the current situation is, if you look at your map over here, Rekoj, Coltaine, Zacsarrd are all unconscious. Jacques is conscious. The 4 of you are tied up with twine. Just some very cheap rope.
Is it cheap enough that my 20 strength will allow me to just like rip right through it?
Is it cheap enough that your 20 strength would allow you to regain consciousness and rip right through it? I don't think so, no.
Yeah, you are dead or unconscious. Maybe he has.
Let me rephrase this. If I were awake, would my awesome 20 strength be able to rip through them like I don't know who, ripping through like rope?
That's an amazing analogy. Wow.
You could release it like Rocky or like, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger or something.
Alright, anyway, so Zacsarrd, Jacques is awake. Jacques awake. He was awake through the entire process. They've gagged his mouth so that they don't have to listen to his inane babblings. You guys are actually within what seems like the treasure room. you're actually sitting on a pile of loot. Strangely enough, there's a treasure chest, and you're sitting on a whole pile of coins. Jacques has tried for a while to struggle with his bonds, but he's a feeble old man and he can't do crap. And no one has actually been, well, you've been disarmed. Your weapons are just lying in the loot pile, but they didn't bother to take off your armor. It seemed they were in a rush to get you tied up. They didn't want you to wake up first. Jacques heard them walking around and heard them kind of dragging and lifting stuff. And he doesn't really hear much going on anymore within here. And after about 5 minutes, one by one, Rekoj, Coltaine, and Zacsarrd all start to wake up.
Hey, this isn't so bad. I don't know about you guys, but I have experience in fighting with no armor or weapons, so it's all good.
Nice.
We have our armors. We just don't have our swords. Let's start playing a word game.
No, take the chest and throw it on someone.
Do you have experience fighting tied up, though?
Can you use your like breath of acid and like melt the ropes?
I don't think it'll work.
Yeah, spit acid on yourself, or on us. That's a brilliant idea.
Well,
Well, he
here's the
only
thing.
needs
Rekoj, Coltaine, Zacsarrd, you guys are all at 1 hit point. Jacques is fine. He's at 23, so maybe he can tank the acid. Is your breath even acid, or is it poison? Because if it's poison, you're kind of screwed.
It's acid.
Yay! Hey, you're dragonborn. You should have like sharp teeth. Just chew through your freaking ropes.
Maybe he's got a
Sharp
short,
teeth
stubby
doesn't
neck.
mean he's a contortionist, yeah, I mean...
Hey, what if I rub these ropes against a pile of loot or something and friction and all that
A pile of
stuff?
coins.
Yeah, that's true. You
Exactly.
could try against a bladed
Can I
weapon
use
or
my
something.
healing surges? Actually, I'll take a short wet rest and then I'll use my healing surges.
Did you just say a short, wet rest?
I
Oh,
said a
man.
short rest.
Oh, god. You can take a short rest. I mean, you're not engaging in strenuous activity. You're lying down a little uncomfortably on coins, but in many ways this would be many people's dream, to lie down on a pile of coins.
So Rekoj lies down on the pile of coins and starts rolling around like a dog.
This reminds me of, I don't know what this reference is from, but someone's like, how do you sleep at night? I sleep on a pile of money surrounded by beautiful women. It's probably The Simpsons, Rainier Wolfcastle.
Yeah. It has to be him.
Well, this is the next best thing. Surrounded by an old man, a dragon, and a big friggin' ugly monster. That's cool.
Alright, so you guys all just take a short rest then?
I sure do.
Oh, Dave,
Yeah, I'll
since
take one.
Thomas again isn't here tonight, will you be controlling Jacques?
Yes, I will. And thank God for the fact that he is gagged.
Yeah, during a short rest you can spend as many healing surges as you want.
Awesome.